Hi Gemini, welcome to Buddy Tarot. This is your monthly reading for September 2025. So let's jump right in and see what messages we have for you. In this reading, I'll be pulling 4 cards for the 4 weeks of September, and then we'll be getting clarifiers for each of the cards. I'm using the Tarot in Wonderland deck by Barbara Moore for this reading. The energies that come out could be yours directly or that of somebody with whom you are energetically entangled with at this point in time. All right. Oops. Universe, what messages do we have for Gemini? What does Gemini need to know? What is Gemini ready to know? I hope you're doing well, Gemini, wherever you are. The deck is a bit sticky. I'm just trying to loosen it up. It's very humid where I am at. All right. I think that's enough. Okay. What messages do we have for Gemini? So, we're starting the reading with the World. The second card out is the 5 of Pentacles. And then we have the Knight of Wands with the Page of Swords. And we have the 3 of Swords. So, from the looks of it, it seems like, Gemini, you're closing off a cycle with the World. There is a sense of accomplishment. You're looking back at everything that you have achieved. You might have, there might be, a celebration of some kind, because I'm seeing a crown on your head and a sachet. So maybe a lunch with somebody. You could be scheduled for a lunch with somebody, a brunch or something like that. That's an intuitive message I'm getting. With the World here, we've understood that something is done. It's like reading a book, understanding it and then putting it down. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles in the second week of September. So this is kind of, it feels a bit challenging. There could be, we'll get clarifiers to understand what this is about, if this feeling is stemming from the cycle closing off or if it is something separate. And then we have the Knight of Wands that's showing up in the third week. So there could be some sort of a movement that we can anticipate. This could be someone that's moving towards you, or you could be moving towards someone or something. It could even be a change in residence. There could be some news about someone moving. But we're ending the month with the 3 of Swords, which is kind of a separation or something that it feels like there's something that was supposed to be celebratory is feeling to be not that. So let's clarify and see what this is about. What is the World card here? I can it could be that, the sense of separation is coming from this chapter closing off, whatever it is that you're wrapping up. The Page of Pentacles fell out in the reverse. So I'm going to keep this. Let's get one more. What is the World for Gemini? We have the Page of Wands. And let's get one more. We have the 8 of Pentacles. I see you kind of, Gemini, focusing on yourself, because there is somebody who you're dealing with. Like whether this is, like let's say we're talking about a professional situation, then there is, the payment is not enough, all right? The compensation is not enough. If you're talking about a relationship, then the bare minimum is not coming from the other party. With the Page of Wands here, we're kind of wondering about, can I do this on my own? Should I focus on myself? Like there is a focus, a shift from expecting something from someone else or something else to, show up in a valuable way, to kind of focusing on your own value and the power that you have, kind of mastering something that you're good at. I see you not looking or expecting anything from the outside. It's like you're done expecting for someone or something to, like for example, like if we're talking about a relationship or like let's say a connection, this is somebody who won't give the, the alimony or the child care maintenance, like I'm not sure if I got that term correct, but like the allowance, and you're kind of drawing focus onto yourself. So I just gave personal and professional examples for both. Please just take whichever you resonate with more. So let's look at the Five of Pentacles. What's the Five of Pentacles for Gemini? We have the Four of Swords in the reverse, the Queen of Wands, and let's get one more. We have the Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords. So there is it is difficult to put something to rest with the Four of Swords in the reverse. Perhaps your mind is not the second week is all about your willpower, okay? Because we have the Queen of Wands here in the reverse. So this, you have a detractor in your energy, Gemini, okay? A detractor is someone who shows up doing things in a way that may not be the best. And then the point of the detractor showing up in our life is for us to consider what we could be doing better, or how could we handle the situation better given the detractor that is present there. So like the shadow in somebody around you is triggering for you to, look into what you could do better. And the Queen of Wands here is all about kind of, working with the law of attraction, not being too aggressive or too like fighting. Or the Queen of Wands in the reverse is someone who doesn't back down, and you could be dealing with somebody like this, and this, and with the Four of Swords here in the reverse, it's like it's difficult to, it's like you don't want to give up despite the unrest that the situation is causing. But also with the Five of Pentacles, we could actually be talking about pay. If you look at the character here, there's something that you're supposed to be rewarded for here. There's an accomplishment, but it looks like something is being taken away from you here, or there's a realization of it, that okay, things have not been fair. And you can see this character pulling you away from what is rightfully yours, and it's like you're almost there and then it's not there. So with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, like this is somebody like who's nasty and triggering the nasty in you. And could be someone who's very hot-headed, because the Queen of Hearts in this deck is someone who is very hot-headed and dismissive, not willing to hear the other's point of view. So you're moving away from this energy because you're kind of, you have a vision. You have a vision board. You have a plan. You know where you want to go, and that is where you're headed. You're exploring a new route in your life. A lot of options opening up. If you look at this card, we have the Three of Swords. So it's the same Three of Swords, like you're moving on, but there is an element of pain that you're taking with you and you're carrying with you as you're moving on. And I feel like that this Three of Swords is what you're going to be confronted with by the end of the month. So that is going to be your healing. right? And of course we can heal when we are away from a toxic energy. It's like having a sprained foot, but not giving it rest, and instead kind of running a marathon. So what we need to do is take rest, because the Four of Swords is all about rest. So you're going to rest by the end of the month. Once you realize that, yes, I've been hurt, this is too real, feels too real, and you're hurting. So let's look at the Knight of Wands and the Page of Swords. We have the Seven of Cups. I feel like as you're moving on with the Six of Swords, there are options that's opening up for you. Universe here wants to be careful of what you choose, because you could be like there could be smoke and mirrors. So there could be some like, let's say you're shifting residence, and then there is this broker that sells you this place on rent. I mean, gives you this property to stay, and you're like, wow, this looks good and I'm going to have a great time here, but there are some hidden stuff there. There could be some maybe there is a leaky roof, or there's mold, or let's say this is related to a relationship with or like exploring connections with the Knight of Wands. So you could be exploring your options with people, but not everyone who looks good and whose profile is nice is going to be good. Like, there could be smoke and mirrors here, like some tricks. All right, so we got to be careful. And because we have the Eight of Swords, so like we have to be, so we don't want to get into, as we're leaving something behind, we don't want to get stuck into a bad choice that we make. So we have to watch out for what is the best option. I can also see you overthinking about what this is. You have to be careful about not finding yourself stuck in any chaotic situation. Like, let's say you date somebody, and then let's say you're closing off with someone who won't commit, even take the baby steps in the right way, and now you're exploring somebody, and then with the Eight of Swords you find out that that person hid something from you, or there's some maybe the person has not been fully honest with the Seven of Cups, or maybe you chose something that is not good for you. So we have to be careful about this, right? We have, you're being urged to use your intuition with the High Priestess here. Look into the future impact of your choices, right? Also with the Seven of Cups here, it could be projection of our past fears. So let's say something unfair happened here, so we could be kind of thinking that no matter what I do, or let's say we see somebody, or we're starting something new, and then we start projecting this fear, like, oh dear, this too is going to be unfair, this person might leave me high and dry. So the universe wants you to tap into your intuition, and this is you looking at your higher self in the mirror, telling you that you have all the answers. We have the Justice and the Seven of Pentacles that I was holding in the reverse in my hand. So you need to be fair with yourself in your choices, and not invest in situations that don't. Look at the Seven of Pentacles here. It's like somebody's trying to cover up their mistakes. So maybe you see that something is off about somebody, and they're not even trying to cover up their mistakes, and the whole energy could feel a bit off balance with the Justice in the reverse. So we do have the Page of Swords. So you're understanding that, you're seeing like, okay, whatever this is, your understanding, this news that you're getting about somebody, it could be some sort of message that you're getting about somebody, but it's kind of leaving you feeling a bit with the Eight of Swords, it's like you might find yourself in a lockdown where you don't want to kind of, because you're thinking about something a lot and how something has not been fair. There's been a very lame attempt, or maybe there's been somebody's made a mistake, and nobody's even, the person is not making an attempt to kind of cover it up, or something cannot continue the way it has been. The Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, we cannot continue this way. Okay, it's not fair. That's the realization. Let's look at the Three of Swords. We have the Hierophant, we have the Eight of Cups. I see you leaving behind something that you were or are currently committed to. You might have thought that this person needs your help in a way, but not really. You need to take care of yourself and do your healing. Yeah, you're ending something with death here. I see you kind of putting something out. It's never going to be the same with this person. Something that was good has been ruined, and I see you transforming the situation. By the end of the month, we have death. So, there's going to be a new you, a new way of doing things. Once you energetically and emotionally disentangle yourself from this situation that you are highly committed to. It could be a marriage, a job, a high level, high end, what is that called, like a high commitment job, or this is a big contract, something that meant a lot to you, but you're clearly leaving behind. As much as you love the situation, it's not meant for you, and you're putting the lights out. Gemini, this is what I have for you. If you're still watching, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes, and most importantly for your time. And I will catch you again soon later. Bye.